In just the past minute, almost 6 million people have gone into lockdown. Greater Sydney told to stay home for 2 weeks, the whole of the school holidays, warn we are now in a race against the Delta strain. This is a live look at Parramatta. Families there, like so many, given 4 hours to prepare for lockdown. A similar scene in the Blue Mountains there. And on the Central Coast, holidays cut short as the rules kick in.
The Premier had held off on a widespread shutdown, but today's cases triggered a crisis government meeting and elevated the advice to a whole new level. 12 new cases might not seem a worrying number, but causing greater concern is how fast and how far the virus is now spreading.
The panic buying was perhaps as predictable as the announcement that was coming today. The Premier had tried lockdown light, but within 24 hours it was clear it wasn't going to work.
A few days ago I said this was the scariest time that I felt since the pandemic started, and that's proven to be the case. All of Sydney, the Central Coast, Blue Mountains, Wollongong, locked down from 6 p.m. tonight for 2 weeks, midnight, Friday, July 9. It means 6 million people are now housebound. School holidays cancelled. Only allowed out for the standard 4 reasons: essential work or education, medical, vaccinations, care, essential shopping, exercise outdoors in groups of 10 or fewer. But sport generally?
Community sport is off.
Retail can continue. So can funerals, 100 people maximum. Weddings can proceed tonight and tomorrow, then banned. And for anyone outside the zone, regional New South Wales now in mask restrictions, and anyone who visited Sydney since June 21st needs to home lockdown for 14 days.
If we're going to do this, we need to do it properly.
The cause? Not so much the total 82 cases in the cluster, even the 12 new positives to 8 p.m. last night. It's the speed of transmission that has them worried.
What we're finding is by the time we've got to some of those cases, they've already transmitted.
Well over 200 active exposure sites across Sydney, including public transport routes, with more than 30 added in the last 24 hours alone.
No matter what defensive steps we're taking at the moment, the virus seems to understand how to counterattack.
Concerns about the Delta variant sky high, especially here. Great Ocean Foods, Marrickville. 2 cases with fears they've delivered COVID straight to people's doorsteps citywide. For anyone who's received a delivery,
that person plus their household members must immediately isolate and get tested.
The latest close contact venues: Cheers Bar the City, Bondi Junction Fresh Nails, Bondi's Life Cafe, Maroubra Chemist Warehouse, Hugo's Manly Wharf, The Boathouse Manly, Bankstown Rebel, Halden Street Medical Centre, Bankstown's Papa Rich and Little Saigon Plaza. The Hoxton Park party cluster has now infected 20 of 30 guests, and Joe Bailey's hair salon numbers have grown to 6.
The concerns we have at the moment are extremely high.
The good news, only 2 of 82 cases have unknown links, including the student from St Charles Primary, Waverley. Last night, with a midnight deadline for the eastern suburbs lockdown approaching, some were enjoying a final drink, but by this morning it seemed many weren't exactly embracing the stay-at-home orders. This was Coogee. The police again threatening heavy penalties for offenders, and anyone who wants to try and salvage their holiday and risk driving into the regions, warnings of number plate recognition and $11,000 fines.
Please do not set a foot outside metropolitan Sydney.
One person who's avoided any penalty, the airport driver believed to be patient 0, still locked down at home today. The police commissioner saying there's insufficient evidence to prosecute. Another 55,000 tests yesterday, as the Premier acknowledged she's expecting there'll also soon be queues for financial assistance.
So nobody should feel stressed or pressure to break any of the rules because of their financial situation.
She said a state financial support package would be announced in days.
Now that is a separate assistance package to the one the federal government is offering, and we've got some good news on that tonight. Last night we told you about payments of up to $500 that would be offered to anyone affected in the eastern suburbs lockdown. Well, now they've expanded that to include everyone affected by today's lockdown from the Central Coast to Wollongong. The payments will be available from July 4, guys.
And Chris, you have some breaking news from New South Wales Health with new exposure sites?
In the last few minutes, and Marsh, they've just released this new details of the latest close contact venues: Potts Point Cafe, Delafontaine, Annandale Revolver Cafe, Coogee Churrasco, the Woolworths at Gregory Hills, Double Bay Mateo Restaurant, H1 Hair Salon, Hurstville, Bondi Speedo Fitness Club, Macquarie Shopping Centre Food Court, Burwood's Yang Dumplings. It's everywhere. And finally, the Crossroads Hotel at Casula has been hit again. Those guys just can't take a trick.
Thanks, Chris.